y'all. I'm Coach B.
And I'm Nisha
Hot
T.
toddy, we likes to party. Everybody grab somebody. You feel it, sometimes we steal it. Drama, let's kill it. Come and get your healing. Hot toddy, hot toddy time. Hot toddy, hot toddy time.
We're looking for women like you to partner with us as we take it to the next level.
Hey y'all. So welcome to episode 2 of Hot Toddy Time with GIRE.
Yes.
We're so excited yet again. That's gonna be our favorite word of the season.
Excited.
So excited
About everything.
Everything, just life and joy. And so we have a special guest joining us today. But we do want to say, if you guys missed the last episode, please go to in because now you get to understand the concept of how we are on the show.
Yeah.
Okay? So definitely play in, tune in, all that good stuff. But without further ado, we would love to introduce this very dynamic woman that you see here with us, okay? A serial entrepreneur.
That's her.
Go getter.
That's her.
We're going to say anti-hustle life with that hustle mentality, though, okay? You know, just going there and securing the bag.
That's what she does.
Okay? Did she say native Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Yep. But with some deep Dallas roots.
You know, you don't get no Dallas.
I think once you hear, you know, if you came here underneath the double digits, then you are officially from Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm from Houston, but my kids got here when they were 3 and 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
gonna
be from Dallas natives.
Yes, they are.
You're right.
So, anyways, we want to introduce Tontranik George. Woo! Your girl is with Strands of Love, okay? Visit strandsoflove.com. We had a chance to dive in on her site, and it is crazy how she's tapping into these much desired industries.
Yes.
You know, people pay for what they want, but they'll pay for what they need.
Message.
Hear me? And so, and not only that, she has an organization supporting other women and getting people out front. Come on, that's my type of sister.
Yeah.
Somebody that ain't afraid to let another woman shine.
That
Called
part.
Business-minded women. And y'all stay tuned. We're gonna drop some more details about the event that's coming up. So, anyways,
Hello.
welcome.
Hi.
Hey.
Good morning.
Thank you. Afternoon. Morning.
So go ahead and tell the crowd about yourself.
Well, again, my name is Tontranik George. I started off with Strands of Love maybe like 5 years ago. And it's just it's a boutique. It's a beauty and boutique bar. So I sell bundles and I also sell clothing and I do microblading and micro shading. I do eyelash extensions and I also do facials. I done kind of got out of there. I call myself a retiree. I like to say that I retired, and in the midst of that, I opened another brand called BMW, which is my business-minded women. And I'm just trying to teach women and encourage women that we can do this, you know, in our day and time. Nowadays, you know, we can be a mom,
I have
we can be a
everything.
business owner, we can have fun and still be successful all in one. So I'm just trying to teach other women how to not go down some of the roads that I went down, you know, make an easier path and guide into success.
And I'm glad you listed all of that because in the last show we mentioned how, you know, so many people think, you know, they have too much going on. And I'm like, I'm that person. It's like I can name things that I build my hands into. But a lot of people would think that's you doing too much. It's you unstable. You ain't no way in the world you can do all that. But if you you know, if you take the time to organize it all, you can figure out how to
And
let it all
actually,
play out.
inside of my business, I was able to work in Strands of Love. I was able to work with a lot of celebrity clients, and now I have a celebrity base. So Candy Burrs is one of the ladies that I work with, and she told me a long time ago, you know, in order to be a billionaire, you have to have multiple incomes. Don't ever get settled in having one stream of income, because you're not going to go too far. And looking at her, that's exactly what she does. She opened up businesses every day, all day. Like,
Yes,
She said candy.
yeah. I saw that. Just in my eyes.
The candy.
yeah.
You talking about sex toy?
Yeah. That one.
Opening up candy. She got a lot going on. Yeah. So when she told me that, it stuck in my head, and so now that's just where I'm at. But I no longer want to work in my businesses. My business is still up and running, but now that I done got successful enough so I can hire employees to work it for me, and I can fall back, and now I can just be more, driven to pulling more women aboard, because I don't think we have that. Like when I didn't have no one to guide me. People didn't really want to start working with me until I was already set in stone, you know.
Yes.
And I want to teach. I want to grab the women that's trying, you know. I want to be able to say, okay, come on, let me assist you. Let me help you become bigger, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works in the class.
I can say, oftentimes, nobody wants to attach themselves until they see
you got a
that
name.
you've done something that she's made it. Oh, okay, now I believe it. Now I know she knows she's
right.
Let me jump on this board real quick.
Don't
on
have
this
a name.
train.
Ain't nobody do. They don't want to take no calls from you. Nothing.
It goes back
What
to
she's stealing
that
again?
old school saying, God bless the child who has.
Right.
Well, there's a reason for that. Because when you show you serious about your business, other people will show that they can be serious about your business too. But it's hard.
As a business owner, it's only so far. There's only so far we can take ourselves, you know? Like, we can be serious, but if you're starting off and you really don't know the ropes, you don't know what you're doing, there's only so far you can take yourself.
No.
Eventually, you're going to need help. And when you reach out to people to try to get help because they're already established, they like, because you're not big enough to them, you know? So I just want to help the ones that's not big enough. You're big enough to me.
Amen. And man, I like that, and I'm glad you stated that, because we were just talking about there's the meme about this guy who was in his backyard and he has a stick and he's shuffling it through the grass, and the son is like, "Dad, what are you looking for?" He said, "I'm trying to find this mud. I'm trying to find this." Everybody said they got it out the mud. They ain't had no help. They can give themselves. So I'm trying to find this mud that everybody else is finding that I ain't found it. So that's it. That's one of my pet peeves when I hear people say, "I'm self-made. I did it on my own." There is nothing on this earth that we can do on our own. We have to have help. And God places people at certain times in certain areas of our life. We may not expect them. I know you probably didn't expect Candy, but she showed up. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else, other people that came.
Yeah,
around.
absolutely.
So I'm glad you said that.
Well, we have a few more questions for you. We would like to hear, some of the obstacles you faced, and how did you overcome those? Like, give the world a snippet, because I know you're going to be spilling your heart out to these women, at this event, but we'll talk about the event, but what can people expect to know? Like, what are some obstacles that you faced when you were trying to get your business off the ground? Big way back.
Well, when I first started Strands of Love, I was still working in the corporate world. And one of the biggest obstacles at that time was to know when to leave my job. Like, I was so used to it was a guaranteed paycheck. Like, I knew every 2 weeks I was getting paid versus stepping into, I started out just simply selling hair. So I don't know when someone gonna come and buy a bundle, so that was one of my biggest obstacles, but I had to learn to trust in myself and believe in myself. And I'm a big believer that if you can see it, it can happen, so once I started looking into it and I started seeing the vision come alive, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on and step out into faith. I'm gonna go on and just do it. And I'm glad I did, because just like if I was still sitting in front of the computers answering that phone right now. Right.
All right.
That was one of
well, definitely that's a big obstacle that most entrepreneurs face. When do I step out of my job? How do I rely on commission? Because let's be real, anything that's in sales is commission only.
That's it.
You got to make it add up on your taxes. You got to make your prices right, and let's talk about that. When you had to value what your products were worth, what was that process like, going through that and trying to place value on your business?
Well, I always in the fashion, so which is why I wanted to step out into the hair industry, because at the time when I first came out, you really didn't get great quality hair and everyone was overpricing it. So I would always go to extreme to make sure like my hair looked the best and everybody was like, where you getting your hair from? Where you getting your hair from? So it just, a thought came in my head like, wait a minute, let me use who I'm getting my hair from and make a coin. Like,
right.
So but I really did hard investigation. Like I definitely went over and beyond to make sure I had the best quality hair. I had a brand ambassador that I would purchase 6 bundles. So I'll purchase 3 for me and 3 for her. And we will wear it. And just to make sure all of the texture and everything was just good. It wasn't shedding a lot. It wasn't, looking stringy after a couple of days, all of that. And so then it was just the oversteps that I made to make sure that all of my clients were going to be very successful with and happy with their hair.
You was your own product testing.
Yes.
She said,
still down to this day, like everything I put out there is I have already said, okay, I can do this. So it's good enough for everybody.
So somebody can talk about this has turned my skin red. You know it is. I risk hair and skin rashes for this. Okay.
I done did it all.
I'm afraid of these bumps.
See, and that's funny too, just to go back as far as, because one thing about entrepreneurship, y'all mentioned sales. I know for me, I always told myself, I'm not a salesperson, but if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you gotta be a salesperson. You gotta sell what it is.
I'm not a people person too much. Like,
yeah,
I can, but when it comes to asking a lot of questions, and like if I already done, like, hey, we done talked about this is what I have, and all the extra questions, I used to get agitated. So I had to learn, like, wait a minute, I'm in a whole different level. I want to be face to face with people. Like, I had to check myself, and that's a part of growth. And I grew with my company because it helped me. It helped me become a better person because of my attitude.
Right there. Before you move to the next point, okay? Y'all out there in TV world, check yourself. Because, we try to tell people, like, you are who you are. And I have a lot of entrepreneurs that'll say, they just don't have to accept me as I am. Okay, that small crowd of people who will fund your business will leave you there.
And you're going to be right here. You're not going to ever just grow. You're going to stay right here. But some people are comfortable with it. I'm not. I want to grow, so I had to learn to adjust and make myself better. And it's really not bad.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Like, why was I so mad?
And you, look, why was I so mad?
Why was I so mad?
You mad because it's change. And we are people who don't like the change. But in order to grow, in order to be better, there has to be some change. There has to be some compromise. It just has to be. And especially if you're trying to go to another level. So
right.
I get it.
That Tontranik did not have to change her voice. She did not have to, start doing all of this extra stuff. She just adjusted her
The
mindset.
mindset. That's it.
And I had to say that because people look at me because I'm part country, part proper, part slang. Okay. Like, you know, sometimes my Louisiana roots come out, you know. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, a little bit. You know, but
Yeah.
I have to tell people a lot of times, like, don't look at me talking proper and think that that's who you have to be. This is something that, you know, I was trained in my household like that. My mama, her name is April. Every time somebody would call that she didn't know, she'll look up and go, "Hello, this is April." And everywhere we showed up, people were shocked because they thought she was actually another
Somebody.
culture.
Yeah.
And so I learned that from her, and that's why over time, that's kind of how I developed. But this wasn't something that I would tell anybody you have to talk to. You know, you.
Lord
But
knows.
that's how I'm teaching my children, because I am from South Dallas. You know, we have a different way of talking.
We do.
Yes, y'all do.
And
Dallas period.
and you know, I'm well educated. I went to college and everything, but I still have me inside of me. But with my daughters, and I'm already started. They have 2 businesses of their own as well right now. But I'm teaching them. So when they say different words, even though I may say it the way that they say, I correct them. How you say that?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Like,
You
no, get that together.
Oh, they over there.
Right?
Now,
They
women,
were.
so I'm gonna pause her because she don't talk like this, so she can't
No, I don't.
use it as an,
She can't say it.
as an
No, no.
example. I'm saying,
Because I say there.
no, I don't. It's hard for me to say there.
Look, you said there.
I will say there in a heartbeat. It just
But no.
rolls off the tongue, so simple and easy.
I used to mess with
I
it.
worked for World for a while, so I can turn it on, turn it off a little bit.
Yeah.
See, and I come from a world where I just have, you know, you just knew. It's like the most.
But that's still acceptable. And I feel like, and that's with business-minded women, this was one of the big, I'm so happy that like this conversation just came up because I want us to know that we can be us. To me showing who I am, I may be able to touch that woman that's just like me, that she was afraid to come out and step out into her business because she thought she had to be, you know, a different type of person, or she had to speak a correct grammar. You know, I want to be able to show her, like, no, look at me. I'm making great money. I got multiple businesses. I'm starting my children off with new businesses. So you can do it, you know, and I just think that sometimes in order for us to pull our women, we have to show them transparency. Like, hey, this is what it is, because that's exactly who they are.
And it's not.
It's not.
You know, I think some women get to a certain age because media will grow you up faster than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm 34. She's 42.
I'll be 42
Yeah,
in
don't
4
quiz
days.
me. See, she tried to quiz me. See how she looked.
Oh, and you a Pisces. Okay.
She wasn't even gonna help me. She's
I'm a
so
Pisces.
You're a
good.
Pisces?
My birthday on the 8th.
Wait a minute,
Yeah, my
we
birthday
have
on the 8th.
ignored her about 2
Yeah, I'm just a crab swimming in the ocean. Okay.
Pisces. Wait a minute, real quick. When is your birthday?
March 8th.
Oh, you are in there. So, real quick sidebar. I have a March 3rd in my household, a March 5th in my household. My brother is the 15th. I have a nephew that's the 16th, and 17th. March 4th is in
you
there.
just
We
full of
have
us.
March. Yes, we stowed up. So,
When the Saints
go
marching. Okay. All right.
We
She
coming.
And she in the beginning. She's like, all right, now y'all start marching because she February. Okay.
And you know, they got to keep the torch going. What would you think the torch going? What would you think to say
No,
outside?
I just watching you letting me drown.
Okay.
She was sitting
I
there.
pulled
She
you
looked at me. She
in.
looked at me to make sure. Let me see if you gonna get it right, so she can criticize me. We do hot time. You don't know how old I am.
Look, you better know.
So, but no, I was saying, you know, here she is, 42. You know, here I am, 34, and you know, a lot of women will feel like because you're not 18, you're not in your 20s, that life is just over. You know, that they gotta settle and be complacent with who they're with, what they're with, what friends they have. Some people even allow chemistry, which can be very toxic, to hold them up from that next thing in life. So I do want to ask this. I know this is kind of off of our questions, but when did you get started? Like, at what age did you get this thing popping? And then,
well, I'll be 34 in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
34.
I always felt like, like I didn't want to work like for someone, but I was nervous. I was scared. That's not what I was. I wasn't raised around women who had their own business. I was raised around women who went to work every day. So I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I started Strands of Love 5 years ago. So what was I?
29.
28? Yeah, 29. I was 29.
28 was great for me. That's the moment when I set into awareness. I had no more care in the world and feelings.
I just realized I'm getting old just hearing them numbers. I was like,
oh yeah, when you start concentrating on them, when you start actually thinking about it, you forget sometimes. Look, I tell people for the longest, I was 25, still telling people I was 21, because I just forgot. I wasn't lying. I forgot.
Hey, but you look good, so they believed it. I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, she looked well, Benjamin, but
yeah.
but no, that was an amazing thing, talking about how you got started, because that's the thing. Somebody may feel like, oh man, I'm almost 30. In her case, one thing I've been watching her, and it's like life is just getting started. Yes, she was a police officer. Yes, she has several businesses. Yes, she's a realtor. Yes, she has all these things happening. But her excitement, and getting her content and all her stuff out, it's like, hey, this is what I gotta look forward to when I turn 40.
Shut up.
I'm excited.
The reason why I feel like maybe it's like her life is just getting started is because I feel like maybe now she's actually doing what she loves, because I don't know. I'm just going off of what I feel. Maybe you was doing all of these things, these different things to survive, to make a living, you was doing it because you had to do it. And now you actually able to do what you want to do and what you love. So it's like, you can see that glow, and it's just like, yeah.
No, I agree, because I feel exactly how you felt and what you were saying about how you were brought up. We've always in our family, you have people that delve into stuff, but they never stepped out fully. You have your little side stuff, but you had to get a job with benefits and make sure you got your pension is gonna be set up right. Make sure you work 1,000,000 years so you can make sure you get that pension, and so forth and so forth. So I feel your fear of leaving that every 2 weeks, however, mine was every 2 weeks, steady paycheck. And I could say, like, for me, at the age of 27 is when life just kind of started kicking in for me. Even though it wasn't me venturing into my own business, I had that in my sight. And so when I did get into the career world, I always told myself I wasn't going to be here long, because I've always wanted to work for myself. And so, so I feel you on that. I feel you. So
yeah, she TikToking.
I mean, I'm trying to hang with you young ones.
Look, I just try to get in the thing. I still be like, oh, can you come show me?
So we want to dive a little bit deeper, because we aren't even quite midway there, because this is just great. I mean, it's all. But tell us, we talked about obstacles, and this kind of accompanies this question. But what was your most painful challenge in starting your business? Like, I know you talked about this before, you just lace up your boots and go. But y'all have feelings, right? So what was one of those most painful challenges that may have cut you deep?
One of my most painful challenges was time. I didn't have enough time. Like, 24 hours just wasn't enough. I'm so serious. Time was, at the beginning, one of my biggest things, because I was overexcited. I was trying to push so much out. I was trying to make everybody happy. And it was just like overwhelming. And when I looked at the end of the day, I didn't have enough time. Like I didn't have enough time. I don't know where it came from. I didn't. And that's why I tell people now when they be like, if no sleep or whatever, I tell people, no nap. So however they say, I take naps and I sleep, because when I first started, I was a workaholic. Like I was missing my children. They was dancing. I wasn't going to some of their performances. They was running track. I was missing track meets, but I was putting in the work and the time to get to where I am at now, to where I can enjoy life. But at the beginning, that was my biggest.
Some of us would find that really hard to miss practices or to miss practices. Like, I remember we were having a conversation and we should talk about how, she could take her kids, to football and all those things, and she'll go to games and things. But I think you weren't the person that necessarily has to sit at the game.
So at the time, being a police officer, my work schedule, luckily I worked where I live. A lot of police officers didn't like to live where they work or work where they live. I loved it because I was able to, I didn't catch everything, but because I worked where I live, I could at least go through halftime and watch them perform. I couldn't stay the whole game and listen to watch them do their things in the stands. But that was one thing especially during the summertime, when it went to the hot, not summertime, but when it was hot, I didn't mind. So that's when it was painful. When it was cold, I was thanking God. So, because I didn't want to be honest. But no, those were,
And see, that's hard.
That was hard.
I definitely understand. I was a commission officer for 8 years. So the schedule was everywhere, just up and down, up and down. I never knew I was going to work.
Don't come to a swim meet without your girl. I just made that up.
But I brought that up because, that is challenging. It's challenging not having enough time, find yourself serving everybody else and you don't have it at the end of the day. Your emotional health is stressed out. Your children, you're not able to really kind of be where you need to be with your children, and that's tough. Because I know for me, if I miss one game, I am going to go obsessively crazy. And it's not always clear for me because sometimes I need to just sit in my office and go, take care of some things like what you did. That's very powerful. That's called delayed gratification. Because I think at some point most women realize that I might miss a couple of games, but if I play my cards right, I'll never miss another one.
I never have to miss another game. I'm set to where I don't care what they doing. I can take a day off if I choose to. Like, I ain't got to do it.
And that's it.
That's it. I love that.
So the sacrifice was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So we are moving to our next question here.
How has, and you already kind of touched on it, just FYI, but just for you to just, expand on it. How has your journey shaped you? How has everything that you've gone through, how do you see that it's shaped you?
Made me a better woman. Just overall. Not even business, not even, anything. I just have became a better woman for me. Like, I am a better Tontranik in today's world, in today's eyes. It taught me patience. It gave me satisfaction. And it just business minded. And not speaking to business, it made the growth. It grew me tremendously. So everything that I have to go through, everything I had went through, I'm ever grateful. I would do it 10 times again. Even the struggle, even the hard time, because I love who I'm becoming now. And even though I know I'm not even halfway where I'm going to be in maybe another 5 years, but I love who I done came a long way.
Talk about it.
Yes.
And it's not even financially, just spiritually. I got joy. People always say, I want to be happy. No, I'm joyful in my soul. And I just wake up with a smile on my face. Even if I was to probably lose, God forbid, everything I have, I found joy. So that's something that you can't take from me. And my business.
Yeah, you better say a word. Ooh, hallelujah.
Okay. Getting electrocuted in here.
I know. That was a mighty word. You touched on how it shaped you. And you also mentioned earlier about if you could help a woman not make some of the same mistakes that you made, you would help them and so forth. My question to you is, what is some advice that you would give your younger self or another woman that is about to come and follow you in your footsteps? What would you say?
We get so overexcited and we get so overwhelmed that we forget to breathe, and it's going to be okay. So my first and foremost, if I had to look back to the old me, I would say, calm down, breathe, you got this. Like everything's going to be okay. Two, I would like to tell women to trust themselves. Like we have it, we know it be right there, but we question it, we doubt it, we be like, maybe not. No, I like I say, I'm a strong believer. If you can see it, you can believe it, it's going to happen. So if it comes to you, that means that it's there. Like all you have to do is just put it out there. All you have to do is work forward. But so trust in yourself. And then I think the last thing that I would say to my younger self is have fun, because we work so much and we forget that it's okay to just relax and have fun. Enjoy it.
If you are willing to let go, you'll fall back and it will open into an ocean of energy. You will then walk through every moment of your daily life with the flow of its inner force sustaining you, feeding you and guiding you from deep within. A wise person remains centered enough to let go every time the energy shifts into a defensive mode. You release this energy to acquire permanent peace, permanent joy, and permanent happiness, because happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can literally say,
I like that.
Let go of all that frustration, that you are sea of joy now. You see totally
joy
in a different way.
Yeah. You definitely do. You definitely do.
Yeah.
So
it's just like a whole outlook.
If money wasn't a thing, you didn't have to worry about no type of money whatsoever. We know you're successful, but let's just say your business is so successful that you woke up to just mailbox every day. What would you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I would probably vacation. I would be somewhere everywhere. If I didn't have to worry about money and in my spare time, that would probably be what I would be doing. I like to travel.
Amen. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of us would like to see the world.
Yeah.
And so I think our last question is, what do you do? Because that's what vacation is part of this last question. But what do you do for self-care, for to rest? Because you mentioned, in the world of entrepreneurship, what you said earlier, people put us in this mindset that you have to go. You gotta hustle. I sleep when I'm dead. Now I'm asleep right now. So, what do you do for self-care? How do you plan this resting moments out? Do you plan it, or is it you just make sure you get it in?
Yeah, I think self-care is very important. I think whether you're working at a job or a business owner or however, if you're a stay-at-home mom, I think self-care is 100% very important. I personally, I like my space. I just like my time alone. I have some good close friends that do some of the same things that I do. So I like to maybe like once a week plan like a girl getaway. and we just go get massages. We just chill, we just kind of unwind. No business talk at all, because I don't know, I'm kind of like a magnet. So when people get around me, they want to just talk business, I'll be like, I just want to chill.
Yeah.
But so this is the day we get together that we don't talk no business. Like, we don't discuss anything, not the kids, not our relationships, not any of that. We literally just go and chill and relax, have just some us time. We go out to eat, and I like to do that like once a week.
That sure is.
That's just like, nope.
You can be a mom and you still working. You can do it. All you have to do is know it.
Yes, you can.
And you're thinking how I was saying that moms, I be trying to be transparent so other women can relate to me. That's true. It might be a mom like, I can't do this. I got these kids. And then she gonna look at you and be like, okay, I can.
You saw my face. Do this.
Man, let me tell you, in real estate, they will tell a mama, they will tell a daddy, take that kid with you on a showing, let them go in there and turn those lights on, let them go in there and open with some blinds and all. So
and then file them on your taxes as employee. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
So you can take some
deductions.
So tell us, like, what is your 5-year vision? What do you see?
Where you see yourself in 5 years? You don't have to give it all away.
Honestly, I don't even know. I don't know if I'm gonna answer this question correctly.
Ain't no right or wrong.
In 5 years, it's not even about me. I want to see. I try to help 5 women at least a month. So in 5 years, I want to have like so many millionaires under my belt that I can be. That's going to be my 5-year goal. I want to look back and see this trail of women. I want to look back and see this trail of women that I done helped to make their life better. That's what my heart. So I would be happy with my.
I love that. I don't know how you thought you were gonna miss that question.
That's actually probably gonna be the best one we hear all season.
Man, she definitely going to heaven. Selfless.
Okay, so let's do this. So 12 times 5 is 60.
It's 60.
Okay, that's 60 months. And that's 5 women times 60. Lord Jesus, we are decreeing and declaring that 300 women will be helped in 5 years to acquire millions and achieve their lifelong goals.
Up under your belt.
Up under my belt. That's
exactly. This all
honestly, that number feel a little low. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more, but
that's what I'm talking about.
It's gonna be way more.
It's
gonna be way more now.
Yes.
2 or 3 or more mentioning his name. He's in the midst.
He is in the midst.
We are in agreement. He is answering. So with that 300 women, just let me borrow $1 in 5 years.
No, it's definitely.
I want to say something real quick. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because you mentioned time earlier, and then you also mentioned a million earlier. And one of the things that I think has gotten to me, and I've gotten over it since, but something that I struggle with was time, because I'm so used to speaking time into my life. So when I mentioned about the career, like there were times where I would tell people, I'm going to be in my set career by 30. And I was with the police department before I turned 30, but I didn't become a police officer until I turned 30. It happened. I would tell people, I'm only going to be here a certain amount of time. I hit that certain amount of time. But I had a set time when I was supposed to be a millionaire. And I was not that when I was supposed to be, and it scared me. And I'm like, am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I not? And then, you know, things just start shifting. I started being obedient to God. I started trusting myself, trusting God. And, you know, things are just starting to unfold. And I laugh at God, and I'm like, you know what? I see you work. I see. I said, it wasn't coming at the time that I wanted. I said, you've been letting some stuff come, letting me speak some life into some things. But you said you ain't got no control over this one. But I still see him working. And so, but I just wanted to touch on that because I got that part about the time. Time can be especially if you have something said and you think that's when it's supposed to come. Oh, yeah.
They said, that's the saying, you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. Like
that part.
But I'm very spiritual. And I believe that maybe the time that you had, because you know we can manifest. I love manifesting into my life because I have, and I know that it's possible. It can happen. Sometimes God will delay us because maybe it's your surroundings, or maybe it was the people that was around you. You can't move forward to another level when it's people there that's not supposed to move forward with you. So God will keep you in that place. But in the same sense, he been talking and he been telling you, but we just don't want to let go because it may be something that's super close.
Yeah.
You know? We gotta learn to let go.
Oh, I love it.
When we first made our connection,
I received that.
Yes. I shared with Tanisha how when God was showing me where I stood financially and what I could have, I've been probably a millionaire, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But he said you keep giving it away.
Yeah.
And I think we equate giving, because everybody tells you it's better to give than it is to receive. But you still have to use wisdom and discretion. You still have to ask God for guidance. There's some people out here literally talk about, well, I'm going to give my last dime, but they basically not needing it. You're thinking that that's going to bless you. Your needs don't bless you alone. Your obedience to God does.
That's it.
And there are some days when he'll tell you, no, I provided that seed to feed your family.
For you.
For you.
Yeah.
But you just gave away your last because we know the enemy can get us.
And then you turn around and asking me for some more, and I already gave you.
I gave it to you.
And so some people might beg the difference, but we just said in the previous episode, we want all the smoke.
Yeah.
Drop it in the comments if
you don't believe.
But I agree. There are times that God has provided, and then boom, you had $20 that somebody just gave you. You passing somebody that's homeless out on the street. Your internal side, condemnation, not conviction, because there's a difference. Makes you say, let me give this person this $20, and then you go off starving. Meanwhile, Panhandler Jack walks behind the bridge, hops in his BMW, and drives off with his $20.
No, it was somebody like that for real. It was somebody like that for real. It was a lady. She was rich, and she would come out on the street and like.
I was telling her a story about how me and my partner off of 20 and Wheatland, where the Jack in the Box and the Wendy's is, where the Sam's, where that's located. So we watched. This was a serial panhandler, and we always got calls on him because he was very aggressive. He would go up to windows, and if you said no, he would hit the window. Like, screw you, but not screw you. And so that was the type of, person that he was. So one day we just set out, because we were like, okay, it should be about his time to be out here. And so we were just waiting on him to come up. We had where we parked, we could see the Wendy's parking lot, and we could see the Jack in the Box parking lot. We saw this dude park his white BMW in front of Wendy's, walked over to Jack in the Box. He was dressed to the T, walked to Jack in the Box, put on his raggedy clothes, and took his raggedy self on that corner. And we so politely pulled up and asked him, told him what he needed to do. we told him to leave. He hadn't did anything, so we just told him he needed to leave. He jumps on the bus because we were like, we gonna watch and see where he go. He go get on the bus and let the bus take him wherever he wanted to go. But that's what she was messing with me about this.
But that's without God's guidance.
That's a life lesson though. Yeah. That's a life lesson inside of it, because it lets you know that people will really use you to the core.
Exactly. So please feed your kids, people, and stop giving away your last that God just gave you. Okay?
And that's what places it on your heart.
We definitely want to drop the plug. So I have been honored, by this beautiful young lady to come and bless the stage with her and a couple of other great women, who are going to be speaking. So March 5th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., we will be blessing the stage here at a discreet location in DFW. The address is available upon the purchase of your ticket, okay? Because we want this thing to be led. We want this thing to be great. If you want to get in on Zoom, that you can't come to the DFW area, the tickets are $40, right?
For the virtual. Oh, go ahead.
Which one?
$15 for the virtual.
$15 for virtual, and then $40. Yep, for in person. Okay, we just had to clear that up.
I looked because I was getting ready to buy my ticket, and I realized it was on the 5th, and I said, "What time?" Because that was my baby's birthday. But I will be there. I will be there in person.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, and introduce who are the other ladies that's on stage.
Stephanie and Bree Taylor. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
her name is Bree Taylor.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Look, it's okay. We all in the moment. I just caught you off guard right there. But nevertheless, we've got a social media influencer. We have another serial entrepreneur that's out there. Just shameless plug. We're plugging BMW, which is Business Minded Women, strandsoflove.com. Go visit. And not only will you find everything that you want, fashion, hair, and the list goes on, but show us another surprise.
Oh, I have launched this year my Entrepreneur Success Planners. Woo! They are $50. And then so with a planner you have to have a journal. So I also launched.
True.
The difference, what makes my journal stands out, because I'm big on affirmations. I fell into a dark place, and that's what brought me out. So now I just speak life into myself. I speak life into my business. I speak life into my children. So I'm real big on affirmations. So on every 5 pages, you will have an affirmation on your journal to, just to keep you uplifted and going. And then I also just made a calendar, and it's more so for the African American community, because I think that we have a lot of African American days that go ignored, that people just ignore. It's not on the real calendar. So, I definitely put those inside of my calendar.
I love it too.
They are
a bundle, or is that $50 per one?
I think I still have the bundle on my website for $50. So if you buy the whole bundle, which would be it's called a boss pack, it would be $50. But individually, it's 50, and 15 for the plan. I mean, the calendar is 15.
Okay.
You need to boss up. Okay. Go get your planner, go get your journal, go get your journal.
All of that.
So it has been such a pleasure having you here on the show with us.
Thank you guys
for
having me.
You want to plug anything else?
Oh no, I was going to make sure, I was just going to repeat it, where you can get them from, strandsoflove.com. And you can actually have where you can click on it. You'll see the menu. Don't act like you don't see it.
Go get you some clothes, go get you some bundles, go get you a planner, a journal. Just fix your life. Okay?
Yes.
Strands of Love is
everything is there. Yes. And I also have on the website, I also have where they can reach me if they want like to book a one-on-one session or anything of that nature for business. So,
don't say you can't find it because she got it. Don't say it.
Okay. She said, "This you heard of Walmart."
See, I wasn't gonna even say that. I thought about it, but I won't even say to him.
Okay,
I'm gonna say Tarjay.
Tarjay. You heard of Tarjay? Look. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on our show. We definitely have loved having you.
Yes.
It's been really fun.
It has been.
Y'all was all nervous, but it actually turned out to
Me too.
Awesome.
You know, and so again, guys, this was Tontranik George. She is the CEO and founder of strandsoflove.com, business-minded women, and do not miss this dynamic conference that we're having on March 5th from 12 to 4. Okay? All right. Well, as always, we love y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.